BORTLE here in the history-making remote duel YCS event of the remote duel format. Whoa, oh my goodness, we have here a special guest today, guys. One of the last ever IRL YCS champions, Dominic. What's up, man? How are you?
What's up? How are you?
I'm fine, and it's crazy how we're calling the last YCS event an IRL event because we never had to do that before. How'd you do in this first ever remote duel YCS, man?
So I went X2. I started off 6-0. I lost round 7 and 8. I was so tilted, and then I won the last three, and I got 28th after Swiss, and then I lost in top 32.
So, what deck did you play, man?
So I played Drygoon, which is a Drytron with Dragoon.
Oh man, that's a sick name, Dragoon. What made you decide to play this deck post banless?
So I think Drytron is the best combo deck, and like being the best combo deck, your like ceiling is so high, and like one hand trap normally can't stop you. And then with like playing Dragoon, when you play against the like control decks like Striker or like any like trap deck or like even Rogue, Dragoon just like stomps them. So like you don't even have to like end on anything with your actual engine. You can just end on like, so they have to waste all their cards on your engine, and then just like as long as you have two monsters, just boom, Dragoon, and like so you like use your main engine to like blow through all their interactions, and then just two monsters ends the game. So like your ceiling was so high, and then that also made it so Droll and Lockbird like didn't hurt as much as it usually would because you just have a negation in your extra deck, and it made it so Cycle Reader wasn't as bad either because you just need to put like one Drytron on the field and like Diviner or something like, or did like one Drytron and then like any normal summon in your deck, like even if you normaled Orange Light, it was like okay. So it made it so Cycle Reader and Droll weren't as like awful to play against, and then it made it so that two hand traps was usually never enough. Like they would have to have like three to stop me from playing.
Perfect explanation, man. Dragoon's pretty OP. Alrighty, so
Yeah.
what happened in the top 32, man?
So top 32, I lost roll Tri Brigade. I played against Sam Chung. Yeah, I lost roll. He opened like cat. He opened like really well. Ended on like Appaloosa with like Revolt, Strike, Crow, and I just can't win this game. Okay, game two. Game two, I go first. He hand trapped me twice. I full comboed, so I won. And then game three, and I didn't show him Dragoon when I played through the hand traps either. So that was key. And then game three, he goes first. He ends on like I Phantasmade, and he ends on like Appaloosa for three. He added a Cycle Reader off Prosperity, and then he had a Revolt set and one blank set, which I assumed was Strike because I saw it game one, and he revealed it off Prosperity game three and didn't take it, so I figured he probably had it. I ended up like playing through everything. Like I cracked this whole board. I had Droplet, and then so pretty much what ends up happening is he has like Kit Cycle Reader in his hand, and then he has like no cards on field, and I have Dragoon. He has to draw like any beast, like any card he can discard for Karas in his deck. So that when I negate the kit and then he sends Nerval and adds Karis, that he can summon the Karis, and then he drew a beast, so I lost. But I put myself in the best position I could to win, so I can't feel too bad about it. Sometimes it's just what it is. It was his day.
That
Is
is
what it is.
true. It is what it is, and you took it to the next level, and you almost like you broke his board right there, and you set it up, but he had to have it. All right, man.
Yeah.
So, you have any shoutouts before we start the actual deck profile?
Yeah. So the biggest shout out for this day goes to Blake Funderburg when I went to the New York case tournament, and then I like saw how broken like all the decks that played Dragoon, like how ignorant that card really was. And then I told Blake like I'm pretty sure we're supposed to play like Drytron and then just play like Dragoon, and then Blake was like, yeah, I've actually we've actually been talking about that, like me, Jesse, and Asala, and like Ryan Levine as well, like Duelist Academy guys, who are also my friends. Like big ups Duelist Academy. Anyone who's trying to get better at the game, you should check out Duelist Academy. They're the greatest players, and any player at any caliber could still learn a lot from them. So you should check them out. He showed me like, so I have not played Yu-Gi-Oh very much at all, like since COVID. So then I like started doing more research and whatever, and then Blake told me that like pre-prep was like the wave, and so shout outs to like Jesse and Asala and like Bowden and them for coming up with pre-prep. That card was really good. And then shout outs to the Vegas Discord, my boys like Eddeception, Zach Stone, Brian Murakami, Azad, Benji Wyman, all those guys, Jeb, Binky, all those guys, Vince, Alex. The last shout out goes to my boys, Team Black, who would be like Carl Manigat, Guyton Georges, Sean Rye, and Christian Georges.
Alrighty, Dom. Without further ado, please take a look at the rest of your deck profile.
And big shout out to Game Nation, my sponsor. I haven't had to do a deck profile in so long. Shout out to Game Nation. Love that team. Love my teammates. It's great. I'll start with the my shout out my Snorlax, Body Slam. He's always with me.
First edition.
Yes, and so I played 44 cards. I played 3 Alpha. This card is just like the best Drytron pretty much. Like next to this one, these two are the best, like for sure. 3 Alpha, 3 Zeta. You just want to draw them every game. And I played 2 Gamma. This one's like pretty good, and it gets like even better with Dragoon because two monsters like does a lot. And then 1 Delta. It's like the worst one, but it's like still pretty good. Like drawing a card is good. This is just 10 Drytrons, I think, or it might be 9. Yeah, 9 Drytrons. It's 10 with the ritual guy. That's what it is. And then 3 Diviner. This card's just like really good. A lot of times you just have to not tunnel, like always adding Ben 10. Like sometimes you have to add like the ritual spell because you can like access Ben 10 through Alpha or something, and you have to combo like through Beatrice, which is like you just have to like be able to see all the lines when you play Drytron. That deck is like really hard. That's kind of it. 3 Orange Light cards, really good. 1 Eva. You don't need 2 because like you're not supposed to like always end on Beatrice. You have to like add this card to your hand, so that you like don't lose to like Ruler and Droplet and stuff like that. And I don't know. I guess a lot of people just like don't understand that you have to like play around those cards. So you should be adding it to your hand. You don't need a second one for Beatrice. And I played 1 Draconids. This card is really good. It like has a good effect in itself as like a big boss monster, and then it also makes Mu Beta spell trap negation, which is very good. And you play the Cyber Angel package, 1 Ben 10, 1 Eda 10, 1 Natasha. Ben 10 and Eda 10 were really good. I didn't summon Natasha one time the entire tournament, but Blake told me that card was very good, so I trust Blake.
You regret playing it?
I mean, not really. Like the only thing I might have like wanted to play was like a 3rd Gamma, but it was like fine. Like it was a fairy. It was another ritual monster you could add. Like it did its job. It just like I never summoned it to like take anything. I was never like in a situation where I had to. But if I was in a situation where I had to like grind it with Tri Brigade or Salamangrade or something like that, and like or like drew like Droplet going second in the mirror, I'm sure that this card would be like very necessary. But I like never like drew Droplet going second against Drytron or anything like that. It was like the 2 Drytron mirrors I played. I won the roll and then like won game 1 and then won game 3. That was kind of how that went. So this card like didn't come up very much for me. But Blake says it's very good. I know like the Duelist Academy guys preach it, so I'm sure that card is very good. So I probably wouldn't cut it. It just this one tournament, it just wasn't great for me. 1 Perfection. Shout out to Blake. for letting me borrow this. And also big shout out to Garen Williams. He let me borrow a lot of cards that I would not have been able to play the tournament if he didn't let me borrow the cards. So big up Garen. And one Red Eyes, one Dark Magician for Druin, and one Red Eyes Fusion. I drew the vanillas a lot, like throughout the tournament, but it like doesn't matter most of the time. Like if you're going first, you still have 4 cards to play. If you're going second, you like the vanilla in your hand would rarely be the difference of like you being able to win that game or not. And then for like the Drytron starters, play 1 field spell, 3 Nova, 3 Emergency, and 1 Foolish Burial. Shout out Joe Bogley. I'll play this Foolish Burial the rest of my life. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So like you play 1 Fafnir because it's like flexible. It can add the ritual spell almost. Oh, I never did with it. I always added Nova, but you pretty much just like wanted to play a bigger deck because you were playing like so many cards that are not great to draw alone, like the vanilla, like the Dragoon package, Natasha, E to 10. Like all these cards are like not good drawing them in multiples like together. So playing like another card like that was a starter for the Drytron cards, and then adding another card to your deck that like did something was just very good. So like that's why I played this card. Then for the ritual stuff, you played 3 preparation of rites, 3 pre-preparation of rites. Shout out to James Chow for giving me the pre-preps from New York. Then 1 Dawn of the Herald, obviously. Then 1 Medionis. That's like it for the ritual stuff. Pre-prep was like obviously really broken. Like anytime you like open these, if you can like make this resolve, the game just ends. And then I played 3 Prosperity. Again, it's just like you're playing a bigger deck. The like problem with the Drytron deck sometimes is like sometimes you only see like your fairy stuff, like Diviner, Ben 10, like Orange Lights, stuff like that. And like only seeing Drytron stuff doesn't really matter because like Drytrons access the fairy stuff if you have alpha, and because of Mu Beta, you always have alpha if you have 2 Drytrons. So Prosperity just like made it so I could like get to the fairies if I needed to get to the fairies if I got hand trapped, or I could like get to the good Drytron cards in my deck if I opened only a fairy hand, and then it's a card that like again just like has a good effect that I got to play more cards and let me dig. And then the last card was Call by Grave. This card's broken. Shout out to my little brother. You want the side deck or the extra deck, Portal?
Oh, extra, man.
We'll start off with the Diviner package, which is 1 Natis and 2 Arclight. Shout out to Jose for mailing me a Natis. Then the Dragoon package is like 1 Anaconda, 1 Dragoon. Stuff's broken. Again, shout out to Garen for letting me borrow these. 1 Linkuriboh, 1 Phoenix, 1 Unicorn, Masquerena, Access Code Talker. It's unusual for people not to play Mirage Lights, I guess, or like that's a card you usually see. So like Anaconda is just like so much better as a link to than Mirage Lights that card is unnecessary and you would never link for it, is why it's not in our deck. He played 2 Fafnir. Playing 2 this card is necessary. It allows for like really good Draconians combos going first, where you like actually summon 2 of them, and then having a second one like when you play against like the control decks and like the first one gets negated, and then like next turn you summon another one is very, very good. Like a card that accesses your whole deck, you probably should just never play one of most of the time. And Beatrice, this card is very good. It lets you, when you only open 1 Drytron, like when you only open Zeta or you only open Alpha with like Ben 10 or Diviner, this is what allows you to play in like full combo, because you get to send Gamma off Beatrice and then make Mu Beta, and then that allows you to, then you end up with a 3rd Drytron and you get to full combo. And then I played 1 Downer Magician. Makes Dragoon a lot more manageable, and makes like breaking down a board a lot more manageable because it allows you to have a 4 material Zeus going second. And obviously the last card is Zeus. I only summoned Zeus like 2 or 3 times the whole tournament, but every time you summon it, it's like very, very good. I like that the Drytron deck like gets to play like such a toolbox of cards like in the extra deck. Like getting to play like all of these cards is just so flexible. You just your deck like has out to everything, which is pretty good. Except the Ignister Link for 6 is the only card you can't out.
Oh yeah, most definitely couldn't said it better myself. But you have every nice boss monster in that extract.
Yeah, it's really super nice. And then the side deck, 3 Phantasme. This card is just so broken right now. I like would almost even consider main decking this card. The only thing it's bad against is the mirror. Half the time people summon the Karibo anyway for no reason. So like even if you're playing a deck and like main decking this card, it's playable against everything. It's so broken against Tri Brigade, so broken against Salamangreat, so broken against Striker. That card is just so ignorant. I love it. The card's great. And then 3 draw, 3 reader. Is just for like the mirror is like the only scary deck, and like Drill's really good against like Ignister, and like Dragon, like the other decks you would side for, I guess. 3 droplet. It's like also for the mirror. So this card, and for Tri Brigade, this card's really good against mirror, Tri Brigade, and then like the random combo decks. Not only do I love it because it's chainable, but also anti-spell and Imperial Order are so popular that playing a quick play over Dark Rulers is like, that's a good enough reason on its own to play this instead of Ruler. This is going to look a little weird, but 1 twin, 1 duster, and 1 reboot. So why would we play these? So reboot is super broken against like everything like Salamangreat and Tri Brigade. If you reboot Revolt, the game's over. I never drew a reboot one time the whole weekend, but this card's like so broken against like Subterror, Tri Brigade, Salamangreat, any random trap deck. This card's just insane, especially because you play Zeus. You just wipe everything. And so why you did these is because Twin Twister is better than Lightning Storm because of like anti-spell fragrance and Imperial Order. So that's why you play this over Lightning Storm. Harpy's Feather Duster is such a good card because you can activate it at any point during the game, unlike Lightning Storm, that the upside of Feather Duster outweighs like Imperial Order and anti-spell existing. So like that's why I'm not playing like 2 Twin Twister and it's 1-1.
Thanks so much for being on the channel today. You know,
Yeah.
Bortle Nation loves this. Seeing you back on the channel, you know.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. So again, man, thank you so much for being on the channel.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
No problem. And listeners, if you're not a part of Bortle Nation, sub for Bortle. It's that easy and it's free. Oh God, yes.
Oh God, yes.
Bortle out.